Resident Evil 7's classic horror film roots are well documented on this site. Don't worry, I have nothing to add to that because for me, horror games, yes. Horror movies, no. I kind of disagree that that's what makes this one of the best games. Obviously, as someone who's never really watched horror movies, there's something that places who you are in its crosshairs. I call this the 3 Horsemen of Doubt. Not because you doubt that you're gonna survive, but when you find yourself in this situation, you'll be doubting who you even are by the end of it. Which is powerful because you've spent your whole life becoming the person you are today. But when you're trapped in a house with an evil force watching over you the whole time, who you are is all you have to rely on. For 2 years now, people have been popping up on missing posters at an unusual rate. But aside from the spine-chilling abandoned house they trekked too close to, the missing people have no connection, or at least not one that you've been able to unravel. But you have a freshly minted private investigator's license. With that comes a caseload that towers way over the amount of hours you have to work them. But when this newest call comes in, everyone looks at you to take it on. You jumped at the opportunity to prove your value. Once you arrive at the home's gate, the first Horseman of Doubt begins to wiggle his fingers into your skull. You see the home, and aside from the dated look, it just looks like a standard family home. Albeit probably a little bit bigger than it needs to be, but something feels off. You push through the mud and bushes to find a way around the locked gate. Eventually, you come across another pathway leading to the home's backyard, where your efforts to find a way in lead you to an unlocked door. But once you slowly shuffle your way inside, must have been the wind. The wind may have been the cause of the door slamming shut, but this is where the first Horseman really begins to work his way into your head, reaching behind your eyes and sinking its claws into your mushy brain. Do you hear that? There's hardly any sound being made, but your brain still has to process the nothingness in the same way it would a sound. That alone is enough to make the hair on your arms stand up, because what you're expecting subconsciously is not matching up with what you're feeling. Kind of like when you're home alone and you hear a noise that most definitely was not an animal, but hey, that's what we're going with so we don't have to face reality. Despite all that, the quiet is sort of relaxing, similar to an ASMR video. The silence allows you to calm your nerves, slow your heart rate, and really focus in on the quiet, soft noises like creaking wood and footsteps, which achieves the goal of firmly planting you in this home. But that also opens a door to a darker part of your mind that you've had hidden away behind lock and key for a very long time. Coming back to your senses, you notice a shotgun that could be incredibly useful. You have no idea what to expect, so you may as well grab it, right? Ah, shit. Once you regain the ability to move freely, 2 massive doors invite you into a wing of the home. Through the doors, a warmly lit hallway greets you as it snakes around the corner, leading to God knows what. After turning a couple corners, your eyes are drawn to a giant hole in the ceiling, causing a wave of unexplainable dread to crash into you like the cold air of a winter night. It's here that the first Horseman really begins to reveal himself. Don't be nasty. The first Horseman represents defamiliarization. In a nutshell, the sicko wants you to become unfamiliar with things that you've seen so many times that you really don't even think about them when you see them. He feeds on that chaotic energy that your brain pumps out when it is struggling to really explain why something doesn't match doing too much. When it's struggling to understand why something just feels off, which is unfortunate for you because this house is swelling with things that'll put your brain on the fritz. There's a term coined architectural uncanny. That just so happens to be this horseman's weapon of choice. It's mostly used to describe when a building or a place is laid out in a way that it just feels wrong. Naturally, your brain will say, wait up, what the that discomfort that's crawling through your body is the product of a simple and plain thing like a hallway being presented in a way that makes it unfamiliar. Even more unfamiliar than being in a stranger's home. Let's be honest, even though you knew this home was abandoned, actually seeing a place where a family once thrived, now in a condition that makes you wonder, how the hell did that even happen? It's enough of a mismatch between expectation and reality to give you the heebie-jeebies. Quick question. How does this make you feel? Or this? Okay, now what about this? The feeling you get from looking at those images is the same feeling that the Horseman aims to awaken inside you. And you might be thinking, big whoop, a broken staircase, probably rotten wood. What's he gonna do? Rot me scared? Who cares? That's fair. I can't say anything other than that's fair. The whole is easy to write off. But as my 5th grade math teacher famously said, there's more than one way to skin the class hamster. And boy, is this mansion packed with ways to produce that feeling. We've got oddly placed crawl-space doors, switches and levers that open hidden pathways, boarded and barbed windows, entire moving walls. Stick with me. Diabolically disgusting, gunked up stuff. And even simple objects that might seem meaningless to you, but appear to be objects the family treasured. These haven't been tainted by the gunk, nor have they been bothered by anything else that's been through the house in the last 2 years. These all work to contrast not just each other, but also your expectations before and after entering the home, keeping your brain in a constant state of quiet panic, wondering what's coming next at all times. But there is no way you could have expected what you did see next. Right as you gain your bearing, the Horseman of Defamiliarization opens the door for a second Horseman to begin his assault on your mind. You smell a horrible odor that must be seeping through the double doors next to you. So you slowly open the doors, revealing a much less welcoming sight. An elderly woman slumped into a wheelchair is parked in front of a dinner table piled with food. Ma'am, are you okay? How did you even get in here? It doesn't look like she can gather much strength, so you promise to yourself that you'll come back for her. Turning your attention back to the room, that quiet panic gets stronger. It finally hits you. This isn't normal old food. These look like the insides of a human. Oh, I kind of gagged for real. The next Horseman introduces himself by throwing Jack at you.
Slip out before dinner was done?
I see you.
This second Horseman is the Horseman of Reflection. He takes the form of twisted lunatics, but he aims to trigger dread by, well, most importantly, by trying to get to you physically. Perhaps it's not the top of your priorities while you're dodging a dirt mover, but once you've earned yourself a moment to breathe, you realize that Jack represents everything you hate about yourself. Maybe you would never start hacking folks up, but at the most boiled down level, Jack represents unchecked anger and a deep obsession with control. He, Marguerite, and Lucas all represent parts of humanity that a lot of us battle with on a daily basis. All three share that deep obsession with control, but they also add in their own flavor. Marguerite adds in an undying desire to be needed.
Why are you putting me through this? What have I done to deserve this except open my home and feed you?
Which for her shows itself as a desire to be a nurturing mother. But it could take many different forms in any of us, like feeling like we need a partner that needs us, or simply just the fear of dying alone. Lucas's special flavor is asshole. That sounds incorrect. He is one, but his actual special flavor is unchecked intrusive thoughts.
Ooh, she thinks this thing is special. No, Ethan. That ain't special. This right here is special. You see, Ethan? Not everybody wants to turn back the clock. You'll need that serum. Ooh, baby. You're gonna have to come through me. What do you say?
You know that quiet part in the back of your brain that doesn't necessarily want to see the world burn, but you know, you wouldn't be mad if it did. Yeah, his is just... Despite learning later on in Ethan's journey that the Baker family was controlled by a literal biological weapon, this form of Jack still mirrors what you refuse to let others see about yourself. You trusted and believed this would be where your life turns around, but so far it's just turned out to be more of the same. Overworked, underpaid, and an outcast as soon as you stepped foot in the office. But hey, you'll do the work, because no matter how bad things get, you're always there for other people. And look where that's gotten you. Standing at death's door, just tempting him to open. All because you have a hero complex. Maybe I should just leave. I shouldn't be here right now. You beeline over to the door you entered through, but when you go to open it... Wait, what? You have two options. Try to find a different way out of the house, or look for the 3 dog heads. Or maybe just both at the same time. Yeah, just do both. This is how the 3rd horseman chooses to torment you. On the surface, puzzles don't really seem worthy of a horseman, but lend me your ear for a moment. Outside of your brain, you're trapped in what was believed to be an abandoned house, while your brain's struggling to make sense of why things that seem like they were picked up from your childhood home and plopped into this one don't give that warm, comforting feeling anymore. In addition to that, the uncanny feeling is also being brewed up by the home's weird layout, making every hole, crack, or gap a vantage point for something to stalk you. On top of that, your uneasy feelings have been validated because you were just chased down by the embodiment of obsession, control, and rage. Inside your brain, each of those things is another axe swinging into the oak tree that is your mental state. Imagine that oak tree is already festering with rot, making every swing cause a ton of damage. Well, that rot is a mixture of your everyday stressors and repeated drips of trauma throughout your life, weakening your mind and causing each new problem to wear you down way more than you would expect. Our brains already dislike multitasking, since each decision made takes a little bit of the brain power that you don't get back until you rest. So this isn't just a puzzle. This 3rd horseman isn't simply trying to frustrate you with brain teasers. It's charging in to pave the way for a secret final horseman. That doesn't necessarily leave you hopeless. You are slowly losing the grip on the real you, or at least the you wanted everyone to see you as, but you can still get out of here. You've just got to push a little harder, like you've done your whole life. You have no clue how you're going to sniff out these dog heads. But it's definitely not going to happen standing right here. You climb the stairs with bated breath, having no idea what's waiting for you. Since it seems like everything in this house is out to get you, you've decided to take drastic measures. You didn't want to have to use it, but it's you or them, and hasn't it been you for enough of your life? Still unsure of where you're supposed to be looking, you look to the end of the hallway, this one even more warmly lit than the one you nearly died in downstairs. You decide to start from the door at the end of the hallway and work your way back up. Now, if I were a psychopath, where would I hide a key? No. Well, maybe... No. No. Enter the fourth horseman, Fate.
Aha!
Every action leading up to this point has been planned thoroughly by Fate. From the moment you decided to step into this house, this horseman has been studying your mental state and past and begin crafting a plan to corrupt your mind. A plan to turn you into something new. As a people pleaser, this aggression feels like something you'd never felt before. As the stress of worrying about others lifts off of your chest, you finally feel like you're able to breathe. More importantly, you feel powerful. Sadly, Fate did not plan for you to leave the Baker home. It saw that you would do almost anything to fit in with the group for once in your life. After all, that's a big part of the reason why you got right to work on this case. He baited you with the classic hero opportunity to keep you around.
What's the matter, son? You out of ammo?
Ordered for the corruption of what you believed a home to represent, forced you to confront the feelings that you're terrified to show others, and as the final axe swing into the oak tree representing your mind, he drained that last bit of brain power running in the background. The brain power that was holding the door shut, keeping the things you didn't want people to see locked away. But instead of freeing you from this home,
You're alone, and now you're gonna die that way.
it freed your soul from your body. Too long didn't read. This game is such a grounded experience compared to other Resident Evil games. Everything that just seems like, oh, that's neat, that's gross, that's creepy, they all serve a deeper purpose that you probably didn't realize during your first playthrough. I know I didn't. But the thing about us overanalyzing video game fiends, this is the kind of stuff you notice over time that just makes the game even more of a masterpiece. So no, I don't think the classic horror film ties are what make the game so great. I mean, sure, modeling sections of the game after different movies probably birthed the scenarios that created these feelings, but it works so well because we have all of these things running in the background to keep that feeling of doubt and uneasiness alive, making us feel like we are actually in the mansion when we play as Ethan. Oh. I was not expecting that to be crunchy. If you enjoyed the video, learned anything, laughed a little bit, thought I just looked funny, hate me actually, give it a like. Leave a comment. It helps me out a ton. If you're on mobile, please hit the hype button if you feel like it's worth it, if you feel like it, I guess. I appreciate you. I love you. Come back now, you hear?
Where the hell you think